and gentlemen, they finally did it. After 3 straight games of down-to-the-wire, near victories against really good competition, the Thunder take out Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Milwaukee Bucks 114 to 109. This is the Boomtown Hoops post-game show. We are all absolutely hyped to get this going. I'm your host, Bobby Howard. With me, we got Cody, we got Jesse, we got Josh. Let's break this down. Josh, what a remarkable performance against last year's MVP.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Coach Dagnall, this was his finest hour to me. I mean, the defense in the first half was unbelievable. They just seemed like they got it all working. I mean, and Coach Dagnall just has that team ready to go every single game. And it just – my biggest takeaway, it's funny, we're going to talk about all the guys who played well, but, I mean, Coach Dagnall, it just seems like he's the guy. He really is going to be the coach of this franchise, I feel like, for a really long time. It always seems like they're prepared, always seems like they're ready to go, and just, man, it's like – obviously he's got no shot, but like coach of the year, like he's incredible what he's done with this team. Boy, it's unbelievable they just keep doing this, without Shea, without George Hill, without Maladone, just to go beat the Bucks makes no sense. But that's kind of been the whole season, not making any sense.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been just an insane performance from Dagnall. The balance of this team has been ridiculous. Jesse, talk to me a little bit about how insane this balanced effort was. Everyone scored really, about the same area. 31 assists. It was just a very good team effort tonight.
Yeah, when I saw the starting lineup, I was like, ooh, that's interesting, because we knew that Shea was going to be out and Teo was still out. We didn't have a real point guard, but it didn't really seem to matter. It just seems like this team is completely playing together and the offense is just kind of flowing. Aside from like the start of the game, that was a little bit rough, but it was just a fun game to watch. Everybody was involved. Justin Jackson with the dagger at the end. And yeah, I'm excited we got the win.
Justin Jackson.
In his first start for OKC too, I believe. Incredible performance from Jackson. 22 points, new season high. Guys just keeps rolling. Cody.
That three. Oh.
Yeah. Oh. Cody, what are your thoughts on Justin Jackson's absolute insane night?
Yeah, he's been going crazy these past 4 games. I think there was a stat that they showed that 3 of his last 4 games he's scored season highs in consecutive games. So he's really finding a rhythm with it being a pretty depleted roster. Something I thought that's kind of stuck out too was you limit the Bucks to under 45 points in the first half. And then for the entire game, you limit them to 9 free throw attempts, which is just insane considering how much Giannis drives into the lane. And they really had a good defensive game plan built around keeping Giannis and Middleton off the free throw line, which is huge. And then I think Drew Holiday being out really kind of helped the team as well, with us having Maladone, Shea, and George Hill out, no traditional point guard. I think that really helped the perimeter offense. And, yeah, the ball was moving around really well, like you guys said. So just a good Thunder win for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And, like you noted, Milwaukee started off pretty cold. They started off hot with the first 5 minutes, went ice cold, their lowest scoring output in the first half this season. But that third quarter stormed right back with some just scorching 3-pointers. But the Thunder did enough to keep it close. But really, that fourth quarter, just pure electricity. Josh, what was the difference in that fourth quarter that kept the Thunder not only in this game, but pushed them over the top?
Well, I don't know. It seemed like, in the third quarter that it felt like, to me at least, the Bucks, they figured out their offense, and it seemed like they were going to pull away, and it was not going to. Dante DiVincenzo started going off. All of a sudden, we couldn't stop him. All of a sudden, and it seemed like it's probably going to get away from him here, and they just kept responding. The balance offensively. Lou was getting himself to the line. He played a lot better offensively in this game. The 4 guys. Darius went nuts. Basically, he had 3 solid minutes where he just dominated. He had great defensive plays on the other side, had that huge dunk, which was sick. And I don't know. I guess just the balance of having, Jackson, Horford, Dort, and Basin. Those 4 guys, their stat lines are almost the same. They all shot high, were efficient. They scored well. Al had 9 assists. I don't know. It's just good team basketball. And it goes back to what I was saying before about Coach Dagnall. Without a go-to guy, without your best player, and then without, obviously, your other point guards, you kind of have to play perfect team basketball to win, period. But then especially to be two-time defending MVP, one of the best teams in the East, it's just insane. It doesn't make any sense, but they just keep doing it.
I mean, exactly. It is just some absolutely wild stuff.
It's crazy. You just look at it, and it's just sitting here right now thinking that the Thunder just beat the Bucks without Shea, without George Hill. It just I mean, it's I don't know.
Giannis triple-doubled. Giannis triple-doubled. It was a good game for the Bucks. On paper, it just remarkable. And, it's hard to pick, who was the MVP of tonight. Fox Sports Oklahoma just didn't. They gave it to the entire starting five. So it's kind of hard to pick out one guy from all of it. Jesse, so of just this whole group, I guess, one guy who stood out to me, Lou Dort, had a resurgent performance. Your thoughts on Dort's big night?
Yeah, it was nice to see him kind of start hitting some threes early. He got to the free throw line at the end of the game, and he was able to hit them. So it was just nice. Like, obviously, we missed SGA, but I felt like he handled it, and it's just more experience. So, yeah, I thought he had a really solid night after maybe struggling for a few. So it was nice to see that.
Absolutely. Seeing him score, in bunches like he did tonight, that was really great. Definitely lost a little bit of production out of Hamidou Diallo. That happens.
He had a ton of rebounds, though, at least.
Did 13 rebounds. Everyone played their part. So talked about Dort. Let's talk about Al Horford. The old man, not old man, that sounds mean. The grizzled vet.
Old man.
Compared
to the rest of the roster.
Fair enough. Yeah, the team's a bunch of little kids out here.
He could be like Baisley's dad. That's what he looks like out there.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. Al had a very good night, though. 20 points, 9 assists, 7 rebounds, and did some really solid defensive work inside on Giannis. Cody, your thoughts on Al tonight? Yeah,
he's been playing really well since coming back from having his kid. I think it's very known that he has some dad superpowers now.
Dad strength, yeah.
So, he's been on a tear, especially whenever you have guys like SGA, Maladone, and Hill out. He's been one to really help facilitate the offense, playing really good defense, like you guys said, on Giannis. He was in the East for a long time, so he's had plenty of matchups against Giannis, so he kind of knows to get in front of him on the block and kind of give him a little bit of that dad strength. So he played really well tonight, has been playing really well the past couple games. So it's pretty exciting to see, considering he went through a stretch where he was playing really, really bad. And it was kind of impacting the team a little bit. And now he's at least being a positive for the squad. So hopefully he can keep that up moving forward, and we'll see where he lands.
Yeah, this was definitely his best defensive performance of the year, I thought. Just in general, the team defense was remarkable. Sure, there were issues with leaving Dante DiVincenzo open and stuff like that, but in general, they stopped what the Bucks do best, and Al was huge a part of that. We got a couple comments.
Last 10 games. I just want to get this. Last 10 games, Al Horford. This was Nick Crane tweeted this. Averaging 18, 7, and 4.
Wow,
pretty good.
Can help a lot of playoff teams.
GMs.
Yeah, I'll say that sounds like a first round pick to me.
If we have some GMs out there, watching this show, hey, I'm just saying. He's available. So, got a shout out to This Is Wash. Hello from France. Excited about the win. And
Teo fan.
Yeah, probably. And showing some love for Cody's Russ jersey. So you gotta love it. Absolutely. Thanks for joining us tonight. What an incredible game. I'm just still blown away by this team's cohesiveness. And let's talk about Kenny Hustle as well. Kenny
Hustle, man. Again,
didn't have a flashy night, but 10 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds, all over the court yet again. What an incredible asset to this team. What else is there to say about him?
I love the guy. I mean, he's just everywhere. He's always around the ball. He only had 10 points in this game, but it certainly felt like he had buckets at key times throughout the game. Boy, he feels older than that. I don't know, maybe not. I don't know. But Kenny Hustle, I mean, he's everywhere. And the guy, we talked about him a bunch. It's awesome. And just like Justin Jackson, they're kind of one and the same to me in that they're both older guys. This is, I don't know if you want to say it's their last NBA shot, but kind of. I mean, they need to play well if they want to have, careers, basically. And they are. I mean, they're just making the most of their opportunity. Some guys go out. First, it was Kenrich, stepping in, being a starter for a while. Still, obviously started tonight. Kind of taking advantage of the moment. And now Justin Jackson's kind of doing the same thing. And it's just now whenever you get the guys back, SGA, eventually we get all the guys back. Feels like we've been missing somebody for forever. But once we get everybody back, it's like, shoot, man, they're going to start winning a lot, it feels like. They compete with anybody. And Kenny Hustle and Justin Jackson getting after it is a huge part of that.
Absolutely. Being able to fill in those gaps, this team should not be as good as they are right now, but it is all the credit in the world to how deep this bench is, how great the coaching is. And
coaching is immaculate.
According to Sean, the absence of
Get out of here, man.
No.
I don't want to hear it. Moses Brown, by the way, beast down there. What, he hit like 27 or something?
Insane performance for the Blue today.
The Blue are going to win the title.
Yep, they're winning the ship. They're going to win the double.
Antonius Cleveland needs to get on over the Thunder at the end of this thing.
Oh, imagine this team with Antonius Cleveland. Just adding Antonius Cleveland onto this team right now.
He's balling.
It'd be incredible. It'd be incredible. All right, let's go on and just name our MVP for the night. Cody, I'll let you start on this one. Who do you think is probably the most important player for
one of the hardest of the season?
If you had to pick one. This is so hard to pick. You can't go wrong, though.
Yeah, I'll probably just say go with Horford. Had a very impressive stat line, was a stabilizing veteran for the team these past couple games. So I'm going to give it to Uncle Al, and that's all I got to say on that.
Absolutely. Uncle Al, great performance. I love it. Jesse, awesome. Your MVP for tonight.
I'm going to go with Darius Bazley, and mostly because I think it was like with 6 or so minutes left in the fourth, he got that massive dunk. He got to the rim the next possession after that, and I think he set up the Justin Jackson corner three. And for me, he was kind of absent in the first. I don't think he shot at all in the first quarter. So for him to have the night that he did just shows how impactful he was from the second on. So, yeah, I mean, it was the big dunk for me, and he finished with 18, and I just thought he had a solid night.
Yeah, Bazley is definitely my guy, too.
That dunk was great. That dunk was great. I yelled.
I did, too.
I think my neighbor probably heard me.
It was definitely one of those dunks that you just, I don't know.
Also, we didn't mention it. Kenny Hustle just mugging Giannis that one time.
Yeah.
It was great.
What are we doing?
Great. Just stepping up to the MVP who's quite taller than him.
Ripped it away from him.
Oh, yeah. I agree. And my reason why Baze is my MVP, right there with you, Jesse. Not only were the plays good, I agree with This Is Wash. Mm-hmm. He put that energy. Energy is, especially without fans, that is the thing that can energize a bench, energize a team, and really push them over the edge. And the Bucks just didn't have that. And the reason why was because of plays like Bazley's, Duncan, just an electric performance out of Darius Bazley for sure. Josh, who is your MVP for tonight?
Oh, I mean, yeah, I'm good with all the picks. I'll go with Justin Jackson. Getting the chance to start, and then that shot was sick. That shot was awesome. Yeah. Shot clock running down, just to dagger it right at him, running the eye. I don't even know who was defending him because I was just so excited. But he had it right in his face, whoever it was. And boy, it was great. What a shot that was. And happy for him. Like I said earlier, just him and Kenrich both getting the opportunity and making the most of it. Kind of a throwaway guy that we just kind of had. And now it's like, hey, man, he can play a little bit. I don't know if he'll be on the Thunder long term or if he's going to be, with a sweeten the pot on a trade, on a George Hill or an Al Horford trade or whatever. But whatever, he's playing great and happy for him. But also, you mentioned the fans, that without fans, how awesome would this game have been with fans? Like, it would have been, it just makes me sad. Hopefully we can get fans back in there soon.
It is a real bummer we didn't get that because
it would have been going nuts. When Jackson hit that three, it would have been like a playoff game.
Oh my gosh, yeah. The Jackson playoff, like three, really reminded me of some of those daggers Dirk Nowitzki used to have where you just tee up from the top. Obviously, totally different players.
Gosh.
Not saying Justin Jackson is Dirk.
I am. I'll say it. He's Dirk.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Justin Jackson is Thunder Dirk. I'm in.
Yeah, Dirk wishes he was Justin Jackson.
Goodness, for sure. Well, friends, I think that's all we have for tonight. The hype levels are completely through the roof.
That was great.
I'm loving it. But anything you want to say before we head on out? No? Okay, well, I'll go.
I mean, that orange and green, I don't know why we have to do orange green every time we play the Bucks, but we can stop.
It looks like we're like some sort of sponsored content for Cabela's or something.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know for sure, but we're gonna get OKC tracker. I feel like it's been orange versus green when we played the Bucks last like 30 times.
Yeah,
tracker. Like every time we play them.
Tracker, if you're listening, we need that data.
Also, every time the Bucks play in the peak, I just think when Giannis stepped out of bounds, they didn't call it. I think of that every single time.
I was at that game.
Yeah,
were you? Did you know? Could you tell in the arena that we got?
Oh yeah, everyone was screaming that he stepped out, and they didn't even look at it. It was.
I was sick. I was sick about. I mean, like it just bothered me forever because his whole foot, his like size 32 foot, was out. It was crazy. It was the worst part I've seen.
It was so obvious. Just take a look at it, you know?
I think of it every time. Every time the Bucks come to the peak, I think of that. I can't every single time.
This is retribution for that moment, for sure.
Yeah, take that. None of the same players. Nothing even close to the same, but take that.
Oh my goodness. It's
jeez.
Ugh. Now I'm just gonna be in my thoughts about that one.
Seriously, it's so annoying. It was so annoying. It was just so obvious.
Just take a look at it. But anyways, thank y'all so much for listening, and hey, thanks for being here on this Valentine's Day. If you're in Oklahoma City, stay warm out there.
Dude,
if you're elsewhere, I'm jealous, and I'm really jealous of you because it is so cold right now.
How did the team even get there?
How are they going to leave?
There? How do they get home? Yeah, it's insane out there.
How are the Blazers going to get in? The Blazers on Tuesday, by the way. I mean, they could just take a big caravan of snowmobiles up, from Dallas, I guess. I don't know.
It is end of the world out there.
Also, thank you, Max. Much appreciated. Anyways, yeah, good dude right there. All right, let's close this out. But before we go, tomorrow night, we're going to be opening up some Top Shot packs and giving out 5 moments. If you don't know what that is, we got a lot of info on our Twitter. So I'm pumped. We got a partnership with Prairie Artisanales. I probably slaughtered Artesian. Whoops. But yeah, they're helping us give away some awesome cards to the people. Right, they did. They just did. Oh no. Oh gosh. Anyways, definitely check that out tomorrow. And check out the Discord where we talk about the games. Good times. But yeah. I'm done. I have run out of things to plug, so I think we're going to wrap this up. For me, Cody, Jesse, and Josh, this has been the Boomtown Hoops postgame show. Thank y'all so much for listening. We will see you on Tuesday. Stay warm. Thunder up.